Amanda, you're up next.
Um,
Amanda is a very efficient artist. I could see her multitasking, listening, painting, and
of course,
getting it going.
I actually I decided to just listen in. Patrick, I think your whole mission has been incredible. I have a background in marketing at Nike, who they brilliant marketers,
Yeah,
and now I'm doing art and like the you're spot on, totally spot on. And I would say, just as testimonials for everybody here, that the face to face and doing these live, um, these live art shows in your studio is definitely the wave of the future.
yeah.
The first one I did, I sold a whole bunch of work, and I ended up hiring my current marketing team. Um, One of them is a collector of mine who's a VP of marketing at a health in healthcare that I could never ever afford, and she brought in her team, and we're bartering for services because she doesn't really want money; she just wants to help me. So I'm paying her in art. Um, so you just never know where these the gifts of having a live show can bring you, right, in terms of what it can do.
How did you run? How
um,
did you run yours out of curiosity?
Through Zoom.
Through Zoom.
So
Hmm.
I did a Zoom call. I promoted it to my list,
Hmm.
promoted it on social media, and instead of doing a um, instead of doing a festival,
Hmm.
I kind of had, hey, here's, yeah, that here's the advantage of today's situation, where instead of us as artists going to you, you can come to us,
Yeah.
right? And you can see my studio, my messy studio, and my inspiration and my process. I'll pull out my pastels and my oil paints right here, and show you my inspiration, and like walk through a piece three-dimensionally. um, so that, I mean, they're definitely successful. As artists, successful artists, and I teach a class called Passion to Profit, which is all about how to make money in art. And I use you guys as like the go-to Bible. Like, if you guys want to learn something, you need to go to Art Storefronts. You got to talk to Patrick, and you got to listen to his podcast. And
Oh, I love that.
you know,
Thank you.
huge proponent and fan. Um, and it's the challenge in today's world is that it's more than just putting together a website and having your mailing list, right? I mean, marketing involves so much about getting your traffic out there and getting your name out there. And as you were talking about, it's like exposure, exposure, exposure. it's
Yeah.
it's posting on social media 3 times a week on 3 or 4 different platforms, um, and not only doing the organic but doing some paid. And so my question to you really is, knowing that I feel like I'm doing all the right
Hmm.
things, I feel like I'm also still doing it half-assed
Yeah.
because I don't have a blog. And how important a blog is to increase your traffic flow and to really tell that long story that you're not going to even have a chance to tell in a live show, or on these, on a monthly newsletter,
Hmm.
or even these sound bites that you have in social media, 3 or 4 times a week. um, and my other question is, like, then how important is it to really pay for the paid advertising?
Yeah.
um,
Good questions. Good questions, both. I mean, the blogging one is kind of an open ended one, right? Like, it depends. It depends on, you're going to commit to it. You're going to be good at it. Are you going to be able to create content that actually works? I don't necessarily think organic traffic works for most artists. So this notion that you're going to end up building up a tremendous amount of search engine traffic, it just doesn't happen anymore. The arbitrage in search is gone. So I would just wipe that off your head. There's ways that you can do it without even having a blog. And yeah, Barbara, I see your question. We have blogging software on ours. It's not as robust as WordPress, but we've got it too. But there's a whole lot of people that blog long form on Facebook and do great with it. Right, they're writing diatribes. Right, it's a little bit harder to embed the imagery, so you can take baby steps. But what I would say, the abstraction of paid traffic, okay, is number one, and it sounds like you're there, but no one ever understands this. There's two things. Number one is, people think, just based on everything else that's out there, that the way that art and photography sells is You put an image, 40%, sale ends Friday. And people are just randomly running around on the social media saying, oh, I don't need art today. Or you know what? I'm going to buy a piece of art today. Or they're buying it spur of the moment. Nothing could be further from the truth. Art almost never sells that way at all. Meaning you can't just advertise it like every other product, right? Like we're flicking your thumb through Instagram and you see a pair of pants that you can spill water on. Ooh, I don't know why I would need a pair of pants you could spill water on, but I just saw that ad. I'm going to buy it, right? Nobody buys art spur of the moment. Not the way that it works at all, in the slightest. They need to be exposed to your art. They need to follow you on Instagram. They need to eventually get onto your email list. They need to go through one sale. Guess what? Then they just, God forbid, they broke up and they moved into their own apartment. Now they need art. That's when it sells, right? So no one understands that. And everyone gets into the ads thinking it's a slot machine that you're going to put $1 in and $5 are going to come out because, you know, this weekend, 48 hours only, and then they're going to go after cold audiences. Audiences and traffic on Facebook come in two varietals, cold and warm. Cold, it's like walking into a bar. You've never met anyone. That's cold traffic, right? So if you just walked into a bar and you've never met anyone before, do you go right up to somebody and say, hi, my name's Amanda. Buy my art right now. On sale, next 48 hours. No, you don't, right? You say, hey, I'm Amanda. How are you doing? What's your name? You get to know them, right? And then that's what a warm audience is. But going back to the advertising. This is not publicized, and you've heard me say this before, but I'll say it again for everyone else. It's not publicized, but there is a free plan and a paid plan for Facebook and for Instagram, okay? And all the free plan and paid plan is showing ads to your warm audiences. Let me define that succinctly. The warm audiences are people that have visited your website, it's your email list, it's your engagement audience on Facebook, it's your engagement audience on Instagram, okay? That is your warm audience. They've all had some sort of exposure to you before. And all you do is you run your latest posts to those folks in perpetuity. It never comes off. $5 to $10 a day gets it done. Why do we do that? All we're doing that to do is go back to the good old days when I would follow Amanda's page on Facebook and I would see 100% of the posts that she posted. That's how it was originally. And then now it's like less than 2% organically. So all you're doing is just paying Facebook and Instagram to take you back to the good old days. That only works though if you're actually doing your marketing consistently, okay? And I say like you're in no position to start spending money on Facebook or Instagram ads until you're capturing emails consistently, you're regularly emailing the emails, you're regularly posting on the socials, you're running live art shows from time to time, and you're having sales when the time is right and you understand the mechanics of a sale, how it all works, how you announce it, how to omni-channel market the message. Once you have that in place, then you're in a position, okay, where you can actually run the warm ads, okay? And the way that I like it, because I realize this is complicated for most people. Amanda, I'm doing my marketing, okay? And Amanda is not doing her marketing. And the way to think about it is we both have fishing boats, okay? Same boat, same captain, and we're both going to go fishing at the exact same time, steam out to sea, right? Because you're not doing your marketing, all you have on your boat is one fishing pole. And you steam out to the ocean, okay? And you throw that pole in the water, and there weren't any fish there that day, so you didn't catch anything. You came home empty-handed. Me, I've got multiple different fishing rods. I've got nets. I've got lobster pots. I've got kites. I've got harpoons. I go out, I'm coming back with seafood, okay? And you know, everyone thinks that you can somehow justify an ROI from your advertising if you're not doing all the marketing. And guess what? That's going out to sea with the one line in the back of the boat. I need you to have the same equipment that I have. That comes from doing your regular, consistent marketing. Once you do that, then you're in a position, okay, to actually see an ROI from it. So we arbitrarily, because it's hard to do, set a revenue threshold of like $2,500 before you even contemplate, you know, that you sold $2,500 direct from your website and that you're doing your marketing consistently. Once that happens, the Facebook and Instagram ads are no different than the cable bill at your studio. It's no different than the power bill. It is a monthly fee. It does not ever stop. You write that check for the year, it's done.
So let's say I'm doing all the right organic things. I'm, doing my emails, I'm doing my weekly marketing. I'm doing some live shows, just sold 3 huge pieces this weekend to, again, direct.
Yep.
Customer came to my studio, brought a friend, and I did a group discount. Hey, 3 or more, I'll give you 15% off. She ended up buying a piece. They all won, right?
Yep.
I think what I'm hearing you say is it's probably time for me to, or anybody really, who's doing this, the next step is to add to my marketing budget $35 to $70 a month for paid advertising, to keep my name out there, to keep my word out there.
To go back to the good old days when everyone saw your posts. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because even though I have posts, it doesn't mean that even my warm or hot audiences are seeing them, because they might be checking everything every day.
No one's seen them. One, they're not showing them like they used to, not even close. Number two, not everybody's online all the time, right? And I go back to the fishing analogy. What's weird too is, like, don't get me wrong, I love fishing. Like, I grew up fishing, but I haven't gone fishing in so long. I don't know why I'm stuck in these fishing analogies. But here's the way that it works.
You need a vacation, huh?
Yeah. I have young children. They're driving me nuts. Everyone thinks, okay, and this is when I say everyone, just human beings. We think that every email that we send and every post and every sale, 100% of our customers see it, right? And where this often comes up is like, Patrick, are you telling me to send 2 emails in 1 week? Are you nuts? Are you crazy? I can't do that. I just emailed the list, right? Or any other degree of fear there. By the way, you want to see some people who are not scared about emailing too much? Any of you guys on our email list? We are ridiculous. I don't know anyone that sends more email than us, okay? But that's because of this analogy. So the boat, right? What do we think as humans? We think that we drive that boat out to sea, our email or our sale or our marketing message is our bait, and we throw that in the water, and we think in our minds, all the fish are right under the boat. They all saw it. Nothing could be further than the truth. The fish are 3,000 feet down. The fish are all the way down the coast, right? The fish are nowhere near. And so what it comes down to is, you never know when the fish are going to be at the surface. You just never know, right? None of us know. You're always trying to find them. So, okay, if we never know when the fish are going to be at the surface, how do we maximize our operation for the most ROI? You make sure you always have a line in the water. That's what the warm mats do. You always have a line in the water. People are always seeing it no matter what, right? I mean, you go to why am I blanking on his name? Roy, that we talked to earlier. Did you hear what he said? How telling was that? He's like, you guys are just top of mind everywhere. I can't go anywhere in my digital day without seeing you again and again and again and again. I don't know when Roy's going to be at the surface, but I'll tell you what, I've got a doggone line in the water when he is.
You just don't want your unsubscribe rate to increase.
Oh, I could care less about the unsubscribe rate. Those people are never going to buy anyway. And even if they do, it doesn't matter. They're still in my warm audiences. They still see my ads. I could care less about the unsubscribe rate.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good to hear about. Like, there's a fear there, I think. And a lot of us feel that way. Like, I don't want to bombard you because I do want your email. So I won't bombard you.
Yeah. No one's seeing it. No one's seeing it. They didn't see it. They're busy. They're watching cat videos. Okay. You went into the spam filter. Like, people don't understand. That's just the part of the game. But this is why we exist. It's what we teach all year long. Why are you not signed up, by the way?
Well, here's the rub.
Yeah.
I do have a meeting in 5 minutes, but I'm not signed up because in the fine print, you guys do take % on all sales, not just print sales. And so, I mean, I've talked to all these sales guys. It's like, if I could buy a la carte what I needed to buy, I already have my website's designed, right? And I already do on e-commerce. And so if I make a sale, I don't want to split that with you, right? Like, honestly, I'm just like, here's the rub, right?
Yeah.
If I make a sale with you, yeah, absolutely, you get your %. But if I'm making a sale through a gallery or through my own through my own marketing, I want 100% of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like what some of the other, the other people were asking is like, wow, do you do all these a la carte? Can you hire an expert to kind of help me with the video? If there's more a la carte offerings, right now it's a all or none. And
there's a bunch of ways, and I want to finish it before you go to your meeting. There's a bunch of ways that you can sell direct where you don't have to pay us any commission. So that's a table issue. But more important than that, rather than shying away from it, is we realized that if we don't have successful customers, we're never going to have a business. And what does every artist do? They go from one website to another website to another website, back to another website, to a marketplace, and they never get anywhere because no one has a website problem. No one has a marketplace problem. They all have a marketing problem. So that's the thing that we have to fix. Okay, well, how do you fix that? How do you fix that? Understanding the goalposts in today's day and age moves so damn fast. I mean, I had a gal ask me last week, like, Patrick, should I go and get an art degree? Do I need that for legitimacy to sell? I was like, no, you don't need that. Number one, you need a marketing degree. Problem with a marketing degree, okay, is by the time the textbook is printed, 50% of it's out of date. The ink's not even dry, right? So everything that we charge just goes towards paying for nonstop marketing support for everything that we do for life. For life. You come in, you sign up, and there is every type of education imaginable, including in-person teachings for life. It will never stop, ever. Yes, there's a calendar that tells you what to do 365 days a year, right? Yes, there's DIY education that's constantly getting updated with all the latest and greatest. Yes, there's Zoom sessions like these where you come on, you get yourself unstuck. Yes, there is tech support where we will support you on Facebook, Instagram, your email service provider, and the website. All of that stuff that we do, because that's what it takes to create successful customers. And so,
Well, maybe you need an OVR like subsidiary here where it's just going to help people create their own online viewing rooms, and as another bucket that you can add to your a la carte offerings. I'm just like throwing some ideas out, but
yeah.
I think that to bring the fishing analogy back, you guys more than anyone else out there are committed to not only getting your customers but to training them. And
Yeah.
it's sort of like we all want to just buy it, like just help me, I'll pay for the
No, for
service.
sure,
But
for sure.
as you say, I mean, in a fishing analogy, it's sort of like give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, right?
Yeah,
like
teach a
sure,
man
you
to
can
fish.
hire me,
So
but like
true.
teach a man to fish, he's gonna eat for a lifetime, and you are
Yeah.
teaching the world how to fish.
Yeah.
And there's no there's no greater appreciation for what you guys are doing to the art world, and my hat's off to you guys.
Awesome. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for checking out the Q&A. What if you have your own question? First, you can leave me a comment below on this YouTube video. I see them, I will respond. Number two, definitely encourage you to subscribe. It's very easy to do. There's some fancy motion graphics going across the screen now, but there's a subscribe button, there's a bell button. You'll know when we're live. You can come on and say, Patrick, I have a question, even from your YouTube app, which is super handy. And then the third is 3 times weekly, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, free Zoom calls. We call them the Art Business Workshops. There's going to be a link directly below me in this description. You can sign up. They're free. You can come answer your question, which I'm sure will be awesome. And I will do my measure best to make sure my advice is slightly better than marginal. No, but in all seriousness, I'll take a crack at answering it. Thanks for checking out this video.